Time now for your forewarned weather with Thomas Geboy.
Good afternoon, Utah. Happy Friday. It's going to be a busy 72 hours across the Beehive State, especially in northern Utah. We have one of two winter storms currently moving in, and another winter storm will be arriving as we go from our Saturday into our Sunday. Because of that, the National Weather Service has gone ahead and issued winter storm warnings for a good chunk of northern Utah. So from the central mountains, more or less through northern Utah, we have winter storm warnings posted that will continue through Sunday night, more or less through 5 o'clock in the morning on Monday. Meanwhile, for those of you in southeastern Idaho, there is still a blizzard warning in place until 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. But during the duration of this winter storm warning, we're generally expecting 2 feet plus for the northern and central mountains, 20 inches plus possible for the Wasatch Back, at least 5 inches plus for most valleys included within the warnings, while some valleys could pick up maybe a foot or more. And 8 to 18 for Bear Lake and the Bear River Valley. Strong winds, blowing snow, very difficult travel. At this point, if you have to get out on the roadways, at the very least, make sure you're keeping very close tabs on the weather. As we go throughout this afternoon, we'll likely see road conditions deteriorate in northern Utah. For those of you that are south of I-70 today, you might look at me saying, what storm system? Because in southern Utah, we're actually checking in with blue sky. We'll talk about that in just one moment, but it really won't be until tomorrow, if you're south of I-70, that you really start to see your weather ramp up. But here's what we currently look like as we zoom into northern Utah. We're still seeing scattered snow showers in the northern half of the state, mainly in the high terrain, as we're starting to see a little bit more light snow in our northern Utah valleys. And as this cold front continues to work its way down to the south, snow will continue to increase in coverage across the northern half of the state. And we are expecting travel impacts, and by this evening into tonight, those high impacts could stretch down the I-15 corridor into the Salt Lake Valley, while as we move into late tonight and the overnight hours, moderate impacts expected basically along the entirety of the I-15 corridor until you get to the I-15 and I-70 interchange. So the Friday evening commute could get slippery rather quickly in the northern half of the state. Here's what it currently looks like. Park City Mountain. We are seeing snow falling from the sky, but this is a great camera view here because you can see some of this exposed grass, and that's because we've seen consistently blowing snow, pushing a lot of that snow to other locations. So snow drifts will also be a thing as we go throughout the next 72 hours. Down in southern Utah, I mentioned it is a completely different world right now. Bryce Canyon looking lovely around Ruby's Inn. Temperatures, though, across the state are ranging anywhere from the 20s and 30s in most locations, 30 degrees in Salt Lake, while in Park City it's 15. And with the winds that we have in Park City, it feels like it's in the single digits, while it feels like around 20 degrees in Salt Lake City, thanks to the winds that we have gusting to around 30 miles per hour as we speak. This afternoon, we'll see daytime highs in the 20s and 30s for most across the state, increasing snow coverage across the northern half of the state. And for those of you in central and southern Utah, your chance of wet weather goes down the further south you go. And by the time you make your way down to St. George, you might see mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies through this afternoon. Let's go ahead and begin the Futurecast. I'll start this at 1 o'clock this afternoon. The Futurecast showing snow showers generally across the high country and across the northern half of the state. But as that cold front continues to work its way down to the south, by 6 o'clock, you can see some of that snow moving south along the Wasatch Front. So maybe focusing on Weber and Davis County from the late afternoon into the early evening, then from the early evening into tonight. Salt Lake and Utah County could be the emphasis, with that snow band setting up where we could see some decent snow rates even along the Wasatch Front. Things might calm down a little bit. First thing tomorrow morning, still holding on to the chance for scattered snow showers in central and in northern Utah. Then as we move into tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, our next storm system moves in from the west. It's an atmospheric river event. It's going to be bringing in plenty of moisture. It's also going to drag in a warm front along with it. And the system tomorrow will have a better chance of bringing statewide impacts. And the one part of this forecast that gets really tricky between Saturday night and Sunday, when that warm front lifts north, there is a chance that the valley snow that we have could briefly become valley rain and then transition back to snow by Sunday afternoon as showers become more scattered in nature. But that could play with some of the totals that I'm about to show you here. So that's one thing that I do want you to keep in mind. These are the expected snow totals for areas within our warning area. So mainly northern Utah through Saturday morning. So through tonight, 1 to 4 for our northern valleys, 3 to 6 for the benches, 6 to 12 for mountain valleys, 10 to 20 for the mountains, with 1 to 2 feet for the cottonwoods. And then we add even more snow to it. But as mentioned, with that potential of rain, that's why that Range is a little bit larger for our northern valleys Saturday through Sunday evening. 8 to 16 for the benches, 10 to 20 for the mountain valleys, 15 to 30 for the mountains, and 18 to 36 for the Cottonwood Canyons. And for spots outside of our warnings, in our southern valleys, we could see a trace to 2, rain to a trace down in St. George, Central Valleys 1 to 4, while Castle Country could get closer to 8 to 10 inches, while the southern mountains will see generally between 4 and 10 inches of snow. In St. George, partly cloudy skies for today. Then from Saturday night into Sunday, there will be at least that slight chance that we could find an isolated shower. Mainly rain, but maybe just a little skiff of snow possibility once again. Then calmer and a little bit milder from Martin Luther King Day into early next week as nights stay cold in St. George. Along the Wasatch Front, snow showers expected the next 72 hours. Likely won't be nonstop snow, but will come in waves, could be heavy at times, and will be windy and breezy out there. Isolated snow showers Martin Luther King Day on Monday as temperatures plummet once again. Then we bring back a chance of isolated snow showers on Wednesday with daytime highs returning to the mid-30s.